tell us where you were and what you saw?
Yeah, I was just outside Borough Market, and I just saw suddenly loads of people run away from the market, and there was people lying on the ground, and there was a taxi driver who had this sort of window down. He was really shouting at people to run. We ran for like 100 metres, and then sort of loads of police cars turned up, and there was kind of a period of quite intense gunfire. I hid in a restaurant basement for about an hour, and then we were down there for quite a while. The police told us to get out, and then there was more gunfire, I'd say, pretty much as soon as we left the building. So we've been down there for about another half an hour, and then they've just evacuated us now. So.
And what were the police telling you about what was happening, what the events were?
We didn't know. They didn't tell us anything. Well, they didn't. Well, they just said there'd been an incident. They didn't give us any details. But we could see on the CCTV there were people outside the restaurant on the ground.
And these were people who had been injured?
Yeah. The police just said there'd been casualties, so I don't know what extent of their injuries were.
And how did you feel? You didn't know what was happening?
Yeah, it was terrifying. Yeah. I don't know. Still in a state of shock, to be honest.
And we just saw the police escorting people coming out from that area with their hands with your hands on your head. Why was that?
To be honest, I don't know if anyone actually told us to do that, but everyone else was doing it, so just kind of started doing it as well. But yeah, I'm not sure why. Sorry about that.
That's fine. And so when you were the cab driver was initially saying what he had seen,
yeah.
What were you seeing at that time?
Just saw people on the floor and then just ran. And just the wave of people running away, but didn't see anything else apart from that.
And are you able to say how long after you had seen that cab driver, seeing people lying on the floor, did you start hearing gunfire? Can you estimate how long that may have been?
5 minutes, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, but within that margin.
And how many people were crowding in this? You described being in a basement. How many people?
It was about 20 of us, about 20 people, yeah.
And were people looking on their phones? How were you finding out what was happening?
Yeah, people were looking on the phones, but the news was a bit slow to kind of catch on. But yeah, people checked Twitter and rang relatives who then sort of checked on news websites, and it slowly came through.
And as you were coming out, what were you able to see? Because obviously now we're standing about 10-15 minutes walk from where you were now. What were you seeing as you were coming through to this point?
Lots of kind of first aid kits and lots of medical kind of things. There were people on the grounds previously, and then apart from that, just lots of armed police and vans and that kind of thing.
And what exactly were the police saying to you as they're trying to get you out of the area?
They said they're looking for suspects across London, and that we potentially weren't safe where we were, and that we should move basically towards this Waterloo, which was the safer area.
And I imagine there were plenty of people around you, and yourself. You describe yourself being in a state of shock now.
Yeah, pretty much, definitely.
And was it busy? Did it look like it was a busy normal Saturday night around?
It was very busy. Yeah, there was a lot of people. It's kind of hard to tell when people are moving, but yeah, it was certainly walking up to the station. It was very busy. There was all sorts of people on nights out and that kind of thing.
And how did you? At what point did you realise that you felt it was safe to leave the basement? Did the police come down ramp by the?
The police basically had to tell us. They forced us out. Yeah.
So they came into the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, and they said it was not safe to be there anymore.
Simon, thank you very much for
speaking
to us.
Okay, cheers.
So hearing from Simon Thompson there.